Hi, my name is Kim D. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm so excited to talk about Springsteen because I talk about him all the time. I'm sure I drive my friends crazy. So this should be an easy task for me to share why I love Springsteen so much. So I really got into Springsteen when I was in high school. I was introduced to him as a freshman, but it really wasn't until my junior year that I really got into Springsteen. I kind of went through a period of time where I was friends with all seniors and juniors, and when they left me, I felt alone. Standard typical teenage problems as well and all the drama, and I just felt I didn't have any friends, so I would come home after school and listen to Springsteen every day after school, mainly Born to Run, Jungle Land, and Thunder Road, just listening to his musical theatrics and stories, and so I would cry to his songs, but I would also laugh with songs like Sherry Darling that were really upbeat and funny, that people are actually surprised when I introduce them to Springsteen and they hear songs like that. So that's how I got into Springsteen. I'm a huge fan. Got my uniform on. I wear it to all of his shows. Bruce is so much part of my life that really anyone that I come in contact or become friends with will definitely learn about Bruce if they didn't know about him before. Even to the point where when I was dating someone, and you have that whole guarded thing, I got them a lighter that said it's just the three of us before Tunnel of Love. Not only do I bring friends Bruce Springsteen's gifts, but I also drag everyone to his shows. Even to the point where I had a friend that actually called him Marble Mouth and didn't understand my love for him. Until the Rising CD came out, I remember buying it, coming back to my place, playing it. She listened to the music and read the words and totally could understand how much I love him and kind of the music that he brings to the world. So after the Rising, and during the Rising tour, of course, I took many people when he came to Atlanta, and my friend who really wasn't a big fan, she went to the concert after the Rising CD, which she loved, and she absolutely loved the show. And she concedes that that is the best concert that she has ever seen, and she even tells everyone else that as well. So I won that one. Bruce doesn't know me, but he knows of me. Other than the 50+ shows that I've seen of him, mainly all over the East Coast, when he was recording The Rising in Atlanta, there were many Bruce sightings other than myself. I had a friend that was actually at the Four Seasons, and Bruce and him were at the bar, and he really didn't know who he was until somebody told him. And so he started to talk to him and told Bruce, hey, I have a friend named Kim D that loves you. And Bruce went, Kim D? That's a cool name. So we've never met, but he has said my name. So my favorite Springsteen concert that I think I've ever been to was one of my favorites because the first time I went alone, it was in Nashville, Tennessee. It was one of his last shows during that tour. And I went alone and I loved it because I usually bug the heck out of my friends when I take them because I always want to tell them what the words say and what the songs mean. But this time I was just able to enjoy his music and scream. Actually got his lyric list from the security guard because he saw how crazy I was about Bruce. And of course I had my uniform on and my picture was also up on the Jumbotron. So I was famous that night. I got the lyrics from Bruce's concert and I was on the Jumbotron. Okay, so my closest and favorite story about Springsteen and my encounter with him is actually in London. Who would have? I was up for 36 hours with my friend when we traveled to London, and The Promise was playing. It was £7 a ticket. I actually got second row and was mad at myself because I realized it was a movie theater. Anyway, so we get there, we're very tired, and just sitting around waiting for them to take us into the room, and all of a sudden people start going, Bruce, 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 Bruce. And I looked at my friend and I was like, is Springsteen here? And she's like, I don't know. And so this girl in front of us was like, yeah, he's right there. And my friend's tall, so she could see over everyone. And sure enough, Bruce was right in that room. So when we went into the theater, being on the second row, Bruce came right in on this side. He was right there. I was so close to him. So he came up and obviously introduced the movie of The Promise. And then when he came back out, he stopped right in front of me. Gave an autograph to the boy in front of me. He actually saw me. I had my hands out like this, and he waved to me, and of course I had my uniform on at the time. That is my closest, most favorite story of Bruce Springsteen because I actually have a picture of me and him in the same picture frame. So I guess the best way to show that you're a big Bruce fan is to actually get his lyrics tattooed on your body, which I have. It's hard to be a saint in the city. So I have my favorite Bruce lyrics tattooed on my back, which I got in Vegas, which says, I learned more from a 3-minute record, baby, than I ever learned in school. So if you're gonna go Bruce, you gotta go big.